It is a delight to have you listen in on this podcast today. I'm Sandra Gopal. I believe that this is your time of empowerment. Today's podcast is entitled Tackling Crisis. The world is still processing what has just occurred. It is going through one of the toughest times in life. Millions of lives have been affected. Businesses have failed. Human beings have lost loved ones. Some have been abused and battered, and some are at a loss for words. Loss of income and lack of food have become an overnight nightmare. People are at a loss as they survive through the pandemic and the challenges that suddenly arose. It is really only the beginning of challenges and hardships to come. Dollars, pounds, euros, rands, and almost every currency has been lost. Bankruptcy clings to almost everything. Poverty has been highlighted, yet we know that it is not the end of an era, nor the end of the world. This is the time great leaders step up. This is the time great leaders arise. This is the time tough leaders are bred. Throughout history, we see leaders that have stood the test of time. They have been able to tackle through the most challenging situations and turn it around positively. It is in times of crisis and challenges that great leaders emerge. Anyone can be a successful leader during good times. When things are going very well, almost anyone can appear to be a real leader because we ride along. We ride on the momentum of success. History has demonstrated time and again that effective leaders rise during times of challenge. These leaders are those who are strong enough to mobilize people, tackle tough problems, and are able to capitalize on opportunities during times of great stress. Great leaders see opportunity in every situation. Opportunity is like a diamond. It exists, but only the smart person can see it. Opportunity is only visible to those who really want to see it. Real leaders take adversity and turn it around. William Shakespeare said, "Sweet are the uses of adversity, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in its head." Each adversity moment is a learning moment in its own right. We miss countless opportunities to grow because we don't know how to appreciate and identify these moments. Adversity is a breeding ground for all growth. You must use it for your advantage. Adversity, crisis, difficulties all come to an end at some point. They have an expiration date. Yes, we do not know when it will end, but it will surely end. The sun goes down every evening, but yes, it certainly rises every morning. Adversity is a module towards the degree called life. It is a great teacher for living life successfully. It is the launch pad to destination. It turns your mess into a message, into your mission, into your purpose as a leader. Someone once said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it a seed of equivalent benefit." So look for opportunity in the midst of crisis. Use that crisis or adversity to take action and turn that mess into that message. When crisis arrives, a leader, a real leader, does not just remain steady and hope that someone else will figure a way out. You don't live with the notion that this too shall pass. Yes, it shall pass. But as leaders, we need to take action for it to pass. Change the way we do or used to do things and never allow the size of a crisis to keep you down. See, you need to weigh the situation. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? What are the positive effects? What are the negative factors? Where do I fit into all this? How can I make a difference? And what can I do? What changes can I make? How do I diversify? What is my purpose in all of this? See, we all have a purpose on the earth. We were created for such a time as this. So as a leader, you can look at crisis in the face, you can look at trouble in the face, and you can look at disaster in the face. You can look at challenges in the face and say, hey, I was born for this. I was born for such a time as this. This is my time. This is my moment. I can make an impact. I can add value, and I can make a difference. Oftentimes, people look at their own situation and get stuck in that zone. So you have to look at the big picture. You can rise or you can fall during testing times. Good leaders rise, they emerge, and they make an impact. Crisis takes you to the next level. We continue improving on what we did yesterday. Crisis is never a wasted experience, or should I say, never waste a crisis. A crisis provides a leader with the platform to get things done with a new mindset, a new perspective. Old thinking has to go. During a crisis, we learn who the real leaders are and whether they can stay on their course. Leaders are not made in a crisis. Leaders are revealed during a crisis. True leaders come forward during challenging times. Leaders emerge during this crisis. When you're in a tight squeeze, what's on the inside of you will be revealed. True leadership ability arises during times of uncertainty. You see, when leaders get distracted, they lose sight of reality. They lose touch with hope, and they fall prey to anxiety. Leaders must discipline themselves to stay focused in times of crisis. We all know great leaders, whether past or present. Every great leader has waged through severe times. Great presidents have led through or have forged through very tough times. Everyone has an opinion about their current presidents and what they are doing. They get negativity thrown back at them. Have they stopped? No. They keep moving forward. They see what's on the horizon. Nelson Mandela, Margaret Thatcher, Mother Teresa, Mohandas Gandhi are some of the great leaders of our time. So who are these great leaders with a voice? Nelson Mandela was an anti-apartheid revolutionary who went on to serve as the first black president of South Africa. Mohandas Gandhi was the preeminent leader of the Indian independence movement in British-ruled India. Martin Luther King, he was an American Baptist minister and activist who was a leader in the African-American civil rights movement. Abraham Lincoln was an American politician and lawyer who served as the 16th President of the United States. Mother Teresa, she was an Albanian-born Roman Catholic nun who founded the Missionaries of Charity in Calcutta, India, which is currently active in more than 130 countries. Margaret Thatcher was known as the Iron Lady who set Britain on a new course. All of these leaders were an embodiment of an indomitable spirit in a time of crisis. The world has certainly had its share of disasters, challenges, and roadblocks, but every single time, there has been a leader for such a time who has helped the nation pull through. It's all about their mindsets. They shift their mindset to be able to take a nation to the next level or smoothly through a crisis. Tough times are defining moments in a leader's career, moments that result in greatness or mediocrity. Great leaders emerge where the difficulty stems from economic, social, political, medical, or just unforeseen changes. When times of crisis hits, leaders must form a new vision, create a positive environment, and compel belief from the team or followers. Be able to transform their fears, their anxieties, and uncertainty into positive emotions. Leaders step up and take responsibility for the condition of their organization, even when external factors impact it. Your team needs to know that their leaders are strong and fearless in the face of challenges. Leaders have vision. You can look on the outside and simply dream, but when you look on the inside, your dream awakens. Explore what's on the inside of you, and you will only find greatness. Get your vision and your purpose into action. Leaders communicate. Communication is essential during any crisis. Talk to people, talk to your team, talk to your followers. This enhances trust during a time where distrust would usually reign. Make time to listen to their concerns, fears, and their frustrations. Stephen Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, states that most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Great leaders navigate turbulent climates just as well as they can sail a calm sea of activity. Some of the successes that come from chaos is because someone, a real leader, made an intentional key decision or decisions that launched the team to exponential success. Success or failure during challenging times certainly is dependent on a leader's ability to align the team with your level of strength and confidence. When a state of panic sets in, reactive leaders ramp up the energy and stress levels. Some problems do not need to be solved immediately, but if the boss is frantic and emotional, everyone else will be too, and efficiency will diminish. So assess the situation and set appropriate priorities. Help the team focus on moving forward. Find out action that can be taken to recover immediately. Keep your emotions under control and keep your team or followers informed. A leader cannot reach the height of success without first facing a fair amount of challenges or crises. Real leaders work through difficulties which made them better at what they do. An amazing or great leader will rise to the top during life's greatest challenges, during times when difficult decisions are made and decisive action needs to be taken. A great leader is one that has clear vision. A great leader is one that has unstoppable fortitude to lead during the most difficult times. Challenges involve economic, social well-being, political situations, public relations nightmares, and product failures, and so on. What would you as a leader do when faced with these nightmares? A real leader has the ability to take a potentially disastrous situation and turn it around into a positive one. Be flexible, be tenacious, have empathy, be transparent, have compassion, have clear vision, be a problem solver, be a negotiator. Not all leaders possess all of these skills. Many of us have to work at the different skills. We recognize our weaknesses and work towards developing that area. We recognize our strengths and maximize on opportunities. See, crisis comes unexpectedly. You have to be prepared for those moments. By developing leadership skills, we can emulate great leaders who faced some of their most difficult crises in time. You can learn from them, grow and move forward and become the leaders you were born to be. Make time for yourself. Make time to work on your leadership skills and apply it to every challenge you face. Today, as I come to the end of this podcast, I leave you with a great leadership takeaway, a takeaway from Robin Sharma. To the victim, adversity is bad. To the warrior and to the leaders, hard times are life's richest times of growth, opportunity, and possibility. Use them to fly. So today, like you, I have learned to take a limitation and turn it into an opportunity, no matter what the circumstances, the crisis, or the challenge. How you tackle a crisis determines your level of leadership. I thank you once again for listening to this podcast, and I believe that today you have certainly been empowered.